So welcome back, everyone. We're talking with Karen Rosner. She's the owner of KMR Medical Debt Solutions. And I know there's a lot of people out there, and don't put your heads in the sand when it comes to this, that you have medical debt. Now, we were just talking at the break about, you're not professing that you can wipe it out 100%,
no.
but you are saying that you can get it reasonably cut down, and
Right.
if you owe, let's say, $15,000 and you got it down
To three.
to three, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I mean, that's more doable. And every case is different, and
Oh,
everybody's
yes.
got a different story and what's going on. But you have been a social worker for over 37 years, and she advocates for the patients that she has. Yet she is 19 years. Yesterday was her anniversary for her heart transplant, and she helps other people that need transplants. And I want to say this too, that there's a lot more people that need them than I would even realize, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, amazing. We were just talking this morning in that group where somebody brought up her sister needs one. So a lot of people know people that need help. And when it comes to this, and when I'm talking about your transplant right now, I'm saying you totally understand every moment.
Yes.
You've been
Oh,
through
yes.
every little thing, and you advocate for your patients about that. She wrote her book, My 12 Hours Aren't Up Yet. It is a book that it's a feel-good, it's an inspirational book of somebody who really does not take no for an answer. And it's a beautiful book. Yes, it's about her story, but when you read it, you can't help but just get excited, right?
Oh, right. And I get some reviews from people that have read the book, and they're crying, they're laughing, and then they're mad at me for things that happen. And they're like, why are you doing that? And why did you do that? And so it's, you'll understand when you read the book.
Right. And so we've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered into win. And also, this is going to be a consultation for you or anyone that you know.
Yep.
You'll be able to talk to her about any of the debt that you might have. And the medical debt is weighing on everybody.
Yep.
Medical debt is what she sort of focuses on. And our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. And she's got two of them, signed autographed copies that she's going to give away. All of the proceeds from the book is going to her foundation, which also helps transplants as well.
Yep.
Your New Lease on Life Foundation. Check her out on her website, which is yourdebtfreequickly.com. Now, I want to talk a little bit about people doing it on their own. We were kind of going to break this down a little bit. And the first thing that people need to know is that emotionally, right?
Yes.
That is not a good thing for you to be doing that, because she doesn't have, your emotions aren't in it.
Right. I'm a step away from it. And, I'm not saying that I don't get upset or frustrated, because they're bouncing me around from person to person and everything. And I always voice my opinion about that. I'm like, if I'm having a hard time dealing with this or going through this red tape with you, how are your patients, clients are doing it? But I set them straight too. But that's how one of the things is, I don't get upset because they're going to tell me no, because I don't accept no. And I'm like, all right, well, is there a way that we could work something out with them? And I'm like, is there a program that they can follow up on? Oh, yeah, because not many places will advertise that they have assistance programs for people.
Right. And
So-
you wouldn't even know to ask that, but you do.
I asked that, and then, and I let them know. I look at the bill. That's the first thing I look at, is the bill, and see if this insurance is there. And a lot of them are saying, oh, they have insurance? Mm-hmm. And then I give them the insurance number, the company name, the insurance codes, and what they need to bill it. And they're like, okay, they'll get a new bill in about 30 to 45 days. And so the insurance will pay for it.
Yeah, see? So again, but she knows the codes. She knows the language. I think
Yeah.
that's the key right
Terminology.
there. The terminology, what it all all means, and she doesn't get all crazy when somebody starts talking to you and you don't, because that's what happens when you don't understand. The first thing you do is get angry. Not you, but I'm talking about people. But you understand the language. You understand what they're talking about, and you know the questions to ask. And not everybody does. That's the biggest problem there. Right? Now, again, she never gives up, and that's the other thing about her. She never takes no for an answer, and it doesn't matter how long your debt has been around. She can help. Medical debt, you've saved somebody. You said this year that you've saved already $50,000 already this year for people in medical debt.
For medical,
That's amazing.
For $50,000, and you know, I saw a client the other day, and he was walking into the drugstore, and I helped him out with his medication. He goes, "Karen, you know what you've done to me?" I was like, "No, I don't." And he goes, "You just saved me $7,500 this year on medications alone."
Wow.
And I'm like, okay.
Isn't that great? So he must have felt terrific about that. And so will you. All you have to do is call her. She does free consultations. Her phone number is 808-253-1157. And you can check her out on her website. It's yourdebtfreequickly.com. Don't forget that tomorrow she's got an event that she's doing at Desert Foothills Family YMCA in North Scottsdale. It's tomorrow from 10 to 1 p.m. and it's a resource fair for resources for people.
And all kinds of resources that and last time there was you could get a massage if they're still there, and different resources for medical or being at home and various other stuff. And then there's always food.
And of course, she's there. And she can help. You can meet her personally, and she can help you and get out of debt quickly.
And I would love to meet you in person and talk to you. And I have 2 good friends that help me out at the table. So when I'm talking to somebody, they're talking to somebody else, or they're like, "Oh yeah, that's Karen." And so they help out at the table.
So you also said it earlier that when your clients win, you win.
Yep.
And that's what it's all about. A lot of people try to do these things on their own. It's certainly not the greatest idea ever, because you're emotionally involved in it, and this way, and you don't even know what to ask, don't know who to ask for, you don't know the numbers to call, and you know all of that.
Yep.
Medical debt is different, I think, than regular debt. You know, you're not just calling the credit card company here. It's way different than that.
Yes, and it is, and you're calling the hospitals, you're calling the providers, the doctors, anybody, anesthesiologists, or other medical providers, and it's just like, okay. And when you're working for me, or with me, is that I will send out documents to you, so you could give me a release of information, so I could talk to these doctors so it's legit. And so they're like, "Well, we can't talk to them unless you have release of information." And I send it over to them, and that's when I start talking to them.
And she makes things happen. That's what she's all about. And you could call her directly. Her number is 808-253-1157. She does free consultations. We've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win. 2 people are going to win a signed autographed copy. Mine's right here of My 12 Hours Aren't Up Yet. And our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Check her out on her website, which is yourdebtfreequickly.com. We're going to go back on a break again.
Okay.
We're going to come back. We're going to talk further and hear some other stories of how you've helped people. And when I tell you this girl is large, she's got a large heart. I don't care what anyone says. She does have the largest heart, because all she does is want to make people happy and get them out of debt. Again, call in here, get entered in to win, 602-277-5369. Okay, here we go. Keep on going one more time.
Yep,
okay.
I know.
I hope I'm getting to everything. I think this one's one of our better. Yeah,
it's getting flowing and very nice.
Yeah, very nicely.
I like it, and the book is really good. Talking about the book, and I just want to make sure that people know that I'm not expensive. You know, I put a fee out there and I talk to them about the fees.
Okay.
But it's not like
I
thousands
don't
of
think
dollars.
we've ever talked about that.
No, so, and it's reasonable fees.
Okay.
And that, it helps them out and it pays.
Right,
You know.
because they are obviously in a bind already,
Right.
You know?
I'm not gonna pay thousands of dollars, and that's what I do. I do applications too, like Medicare applications, disability applications. I help them with that. And now, if you get a if you get a lawyer to do the Medicare application, that's a couple of $1,000, $5,000-$6,000 for a lawyer to do it. Mine's like a fraction of that price.
I never heard of a medical application.
No, Social Security disability application. Yep, Medicare application. Yep, and lawyers do that, and if they have to appeal it, they will appeal it. And some lawyers won't.
Oh, that's what, okay, when we're off here, I can talk to you about
Okay.
it. That's what she was explaining that she needed, but she doesn't need it. She can talk to you.
I can help her. But that's what happens. Because the lawyers, when they are doing the applications, Medicare applications, disability applications, Social Security applications, then they'll wait. And if they have to appeal it, because a lot of times they do have to appeal it, they get more documents from the patient, from the client, and then submit them. And once they are approved of it, they take their income up on the top. It's like, it could be $1,000, it could be $10,000. It depends on how much they get. They get a portion of that. I don't get a portion of what I have a flat fee.
Right,
It's,
right.
I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to keep money in your pocket. And
Right, let's talk about that. We never have. I think it's a good idea.
Okay, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna.
So welcome back, everyone. We've been talking a little bit, again, during the break. I always talk to Facebook land out there with everybody, and I always learn more about my clients that are on the show. Right now, we've been talking a little bit about the expense of your expenses that we know you here. And you said that you don't charge a lot of money. You made it very, very, very reasonable.
Yeah, I make it reasonable because I want to help them, my clients. I don't want to put them in the poorhouse, you know, and I do help with Medicare applications, Medicaid applications, and any of the applications to get assistance for your medical bills. And like, for example, if you're applying for Medicare disability and you go to a lawyer, the lawyer either is going to charge anywhere from $5,000-$6,000 to do the application, or they're going to wait until your case is approved, and then they're going to take their fee on top before you even get your money. And it could be several $1,000s. And where I could do it, I know how to do the application, submit the application, and go through the appeals process. I've done it before. I've done it for myself, when I was going through the transplant. And I had to apply for it. And I had to appeal the case, and they sent me to their own doctor, but they finally agreed to it or approved it, and so I got the money for me. And the money will be for you.
Now, we have our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win. 2 people are going to win her book that she wrote about her her transplant and what happened to her. It is her life story, but it is a feel-good, inspirational book for anybody to read. And we've got 2 people who are going to win a signed autographed copy of the book. And our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll-free it's 1-866-536-1100. And all of the proceeds go to her foundation, Your New Lease on Life Foundation. And
Yep.
And that is, again, for transplants, to help them with their needs that they have,
Yep.
that they can't afford. You're all about helping people.
I'm all about helping people, serving people, and like I said, with going back to the expenses, mine's a fraction of the price, and I don't speak about price on public.
Right.
I do with my clients one-on-one, and because I'm here to help people and get people out of medical debt, and that's what I like, and it helps them. And like I said earlier, when they win, I win.
It's you say it's not about putting the money in your pocket. It's about keeping the money in their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that number to call her direct. She does free consultations. It's 808-253-1157. Check her out on her website, which is yourdebtfreequickly.com.
Yes.
I got it this time. Again, tomorrow she's going to be at the YMCA, the Desert Foothills Family YMCA at North Scottsdale. It's a resource fair that she's going to be there on Wednesday from 10 to 1 p.m. And you might want to go there and meet with her there, or call in here and get entered into win. It's going to connect you with her to be able to have her help you with any kind of medical debt, or any debt, I should say, but
Right.
mostly you focus on medical debt.
Yep. And what I do, the first thing I do when clients give me their bills, and they give me a lot of them,
Mm-hmm.
is I sort them out. And you could sort them out. Sometimes when there's a pile like this of bills, I could bring it down to this. Because they save every bill and they think it's the same bill, and it is, but it's processed, and I throw out the older ones and keep the most recent one, and I compare them to make sure that they're all the charges on there, but I don't keep the old ones, and I just put them aside, so that pile goes from here to here.
So it gets real small.
And it's more manageable.
Yeah, and what's really nice is once you've paid them off, I'm sure you write off their on their really big in red, paid off, whatever, not even paid.
Yes.
They
Yep.
get made. Some of them are just wiped out.
You're right, and then and I make notes on the bills themselves when I talk to somebody. I always put who I spoke with, when I spoke to them, the date and the time, and the gist of what we spoke about. And because I don't put regular notes in the system, but at least if I look back, oh yeah, I spoke to Lisa today, and she said that we could do this, and she's doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So I know when I pick up that file again, I know where we're at.
And you keep all your clients, all of them, up to date with everything
Yes.
that's going on as
Yeah.
well. And the best thing about it is she gets these. She's trying to wipe out all of your medical debt, one bill at a time,
Yes.
and she does not take no for an answer. Again, you're on
Anti-rejection
medicine, so she can't take no for an answer, and it is so true. Whatever maybe one of your stories that you want to tell, to the audience a little bit about someone that you also helped recently.
Well, I told her about that one, and I have helped a lot of people. But the one of the big ones was a patient, and she got an imaging bill. And she's like, and it was like $32,000.
Whoa, that's a big one.
$31,000 actually. And when I called, and she goes, Karen, can you help me with this? And I was like, I'll see what I can do. And I called the company, and I looked at it, and she goes, oh, the bill's a little bit bigger. It's $32,000. I'm like, okay. So what can we do with this? And she goes, well, she could put a payment plan. I'm like, why? She has insurance, and it doesn't show that it has insurance on here. She goes, oh, we were told that she was self-pay. I'm like, no, when people get transplants, we don't transplant them for self-pay. We have insurance. So she goes, oh, and I gave her the information for the insurance, and she goes, oh, that bill is going to be like $250, because with the insurance paying that in what the way he already paid for some of the stuff, it's going to be very, very inexpensive for him. And I was like, I will let the wife know.
I bet you they were very happy with that.
They were very happy with that.
Huge. And the other thing is that it's so important that these people let someone like you do the talking for them, because a lot of times I think it's the biggest thing ever is that they don't always know. You might have one or more insurances. A lot of people do carry two insurances, and that's when I think it gets really tricky, and they make a mistake.
Yep, well, they don't either put any of them or just the one, and it's, you just have to talk to them. And I forgot what I was going to say. It just went out of my head.
But what's really great is that when you do, you are able to help these people, and every single one of them. You said you get big hugs all of the time.
All the time.
All of the time.
From my patients and clients, and hugs and smiles and, tears because they're happy.
Right.
And so, and that's what I live for, is to help people feel better about themselves and know that, that bill is now paid for. Or
how many people can relate to this? Like, we're just sitting here and talking.
Several,
so many people
so many
that can really relate to it. And she does a free consultation. She's all about keeping that money in your pocket as much as possible.
And I remember
what you want to say.
And it's all confidential. I don't tell anybody. Carol came to me and she has this medical bill, and I don't talk about that. And as you hear on here, it's general stuff, client, patient, and that's it.
Right.
And I don't go into the details about it.
Right. It's no one else's. That's part of this. This is no one else's business. It's your business. But you know what? You don't have to suffer and be worried about it all the time. And I'm sure there's a lot of people. You get a lot of calls from the collection agencies, or you're just on your mind 24/7. It doesn't have to be. Let her find out. Let her help you and see what she can do for you. I think that's what it's all about.
And there's, like I said earlier, there's paperwork that you're going to have to complete. So I could talk for you with the insurance companies, with the medical providers, and all that stuff.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, it's sign a release form, and I just need all the information, and it's just an intake form with your name, address, phone number, even Social Security number, because sometimes they ask for that. And and your insurance information.
Now, she's been a social worker for over 37 years, helping other transplants and advocating for them.
Yep.
You started off with a lot of different things, but you've been doing it for several years, and you got yourself out of debt, $50,000 worth of debt that you got yourself.
Within 20 months.
Within 20 months, and that's what she means fast when she's talking about getting you out of debt. She did it for herself. She's done it for many, many, many other clients as well. They all have great stories. Check her out on her website. It's yourdebtfreequickly.com, and call in here, get entered in to win the book. We've got 2 people that are gonna win it. It's a signed autographed copy. It's My 12 Hours Aren't Up Yet. All of the proceeds goes to her foundation, which is Your New Lease on Life Foundation. You can call her direct at 808-253-1157. She does a free consultation. If you're in debt, if you're in medical debt specifically, she would love to help you. Maybe it's you or someone that you know. Remember, tomorrow she's going to be at the Desert Foothills Family YMCA in North Scottsdale from 10 to 1 p.m. You can check her out there and meet her if you want to. She'd love to meet you.
Oh, yes.
Again, her website is yourdebtfreequickly.com, or call in here, get entered in to win the book. 2 people are going to win a signed autographed copy, 602-277-5369.